All right. So hopefully you can't hear that anymore. But I see this nice little common thread going through, and you know, this is about love. It has been about love. I definitely see this Leo energy, because this is Leo energy. This is Leo energy. And right, this crown here, this success. Your subconscious knows it's coming, but you're in your head about it, right? This is this Five of Stones, Mars. No, I think that's Saturn in Leo. You know, that's in your air element, and then we have this Nine of Plumes here. And what you're consciously moving towards, right? This new moon in Libra. Don't let pride get in your way, because you're really worried about this, right? You're with this Four of Bones here. I feel like, you know, there's these are ribs, right, that protect our lungs and our heart, you know, and I'm really getting with the four, right, the fourth chakra. And the Leo energy, right? Because Leo is about the heart, that you're wanting to protect yourself, right? There's this bit of fear that's here, and you know, that's part of this self-mastery, and why this Leo energy is really, like, you know, coming through really strongly, is that you need to go for it. And I think that's what this Tower moment is, right? We see this in this self-mastery card, this purple that's here, right? It's in this new moon in Libra card. And of course, Libra is about relationships. And I'm really getting that part of it. You know, of course, justice, truth, integrity, right? There's a lot of that goes on with Libra, but I'm really feeling that relationship energy coming through. And then here, right, with these little swirls that are dropping down from the sky, which I'm, you know, this tower energy, it's in your future, but I don't think it's going to be too far in the future, because, and I think it's good. I think these are blessings, right? I'm really seeing these as blessings, you know, and there's going to be several of them, and they might even come trickling in, right? These little tower moments, because, you know, this full moon in Taurus is conjunct Uranus, which is all about those tower moments. This self-mastery, right? This is something, and it's sitting over top of this. And another interesting thing, it's sitting over top of this Hanged Man here. So, you know, I'm getting a lot from this Hanged Man. I see this as, you know, of course, how we've been feeling a bit stuck, yes, but also, you know, this, like, you've devised this plan, right? You've had this shake-up, this aha moment, right? This change of perspective that comes with the Hanged Man. And you've set your goal. But, you know, there's this fear factor that's within it, and I do think you are, you know, going for it. But, you know, there's going to be lots, you know, I always see these guys as, you know, and this is number 15, right? This is the devil, because we have 12, 13, 15, 16. Yeah? Now I did, you know, take a little break and sat with these, and I did happen to look at the underlying energies. I'm not gonna lie to you. So we have the Eight of Blooms, right? This is goes right along with this death card. And I see this as very much, you know, that walking away, of course, as it usually is, but also diving deep, you know, with this, soul searching, looking at your shadow, facing your fears, right? And then we have 9 of Bones, right? Maybe you're becoming single. And then look, there's Temperance. So we've got 12, 13, 14 in the underlying. And I think, you know, he's kind of even inherent in this Hanged Man. 15 and 16 in the future. And then look at this, 10 of Bones. That's 10 of Pentacles. God of Stones. Ace of Wands. Knight of Blooms. Knight of Cups. The Emperor. I mean, strength, you know, that Leo energy, and Happy Squirrel. I mean, what? I mean, like, this energy, this underlying energy is just too much for me. And this Happy Squirrel card, you know, it's kind of, if you watch The Simpsons, it comes from that show. I don't personally really watch it, but I read up on it and everything. And, you know, it's, what I get from it is, you know, good stuff is getting ready to happen, right? And it's about being prepared, right? Something's coming, because squirrels, you know, they scrounge, but it's like everything you need is right there. So there's like this encouragement, right? You've got the biggest acorn in the forest. You're good. Whatever comes, you're good, right? So yeah, that's really cool. Okay. At any rate, so we're going on with it. And, you know, you've got this plan in store, which this first week over here, because I do see this as kind of a flow of energy through this 2-week period, is pretty, you know, there's an intensity to it, which does not surprise me. And you know, most everybody has been kind of feeling this energy pretty intensely. Yeah, but you're having this conflict. You might be sparring with people, right? So kind of like keep that in mind with this new moon in Libra being here beside it too. That is being able to negotiate and have compassion, right? Try to see things from different perspectives. Because, you know, we have 2 sets of horns here, antlers, you know, intertwined, clashing, right? And then we have this 10 of Stones in the earth element. And, you know, that's typically burdens. Of course, here we have crystals. So, you know, I do get this sense of, I do think it's going to be pretty intense, but it's going to become clear to you, you know, what needs to be put down, right? The bird, because this is the end of a cycle, right? And especially with this, with death across the way, you know, you're going to be putting an end to some of these burdens you've been carrying around. And you're going to, you know, these crystals, you know, it's knowledge, it's support, it's growth, it's wisdom. So, you know, this cycle has been difficult, yes, but there is great wisdom that has come from it. Great growth. And then, of course, we've talked about this. I just, you know, this is just encouragement from Spirit. It's like, you know, believe in the impossible. Things are lining up for you. And the fact that you got this card is saying that it is possible, right? You don't have, in this 4 of Bones here, it's like that happy squirrel, right? You're good. You don't have to protect yourself. You can open up, right? Don't let pride get in the way. Underneath that is the new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. So, you know, it's like, open that heart up. Yeah. Take a chance. You know, this is saying, you know, something, whatever this is, you know, it's a blue moon, right? This chance doesn't come up every day. There's something opening up for you, and your subconscious knows, right? This is what's beneath. This is the below in your subconscious. Your conclusions are within reach. And yes, full moon eclipse, that usually means something's gone out. We see that with the death card. We see that with this 10 of stones here. Yeah, it's, you know, but there's this new start that's happening at the same moment, right? All endings come with beginnings. And your subconscious knows that, you know, this still has this very lucky energy to it. And this is, you know, victory. This is wearing that crown. This is Jupiter in Leo, right? This is blessings. So keep that in mind, you know, with this 9 of plumes here, right? This is all these, you know, I see these little heads down here as like all those little parts of our mind, all those little voices that want to speak, and maybe even going and getting other people's opinions, right? Which never helps. But we see this guy up here. He's got the bigger head, right? And the third eye. This is your higher self. Your higher self knows, right? You've got to quiet the other voices. And with this air energy here, I would definitely recommend doing some breathing exercises. And there's this, I listened to some guy, and he advised, when you catch yourself thinking, to ask yourself 2 questions. Are my thoughts useful? How do they behave? All right. And that will help, you know, if we can kind of look at them objectively. You know, because I also see these scales here, and it's like you're weighing things, right? And I don't think it's necessary. I think your higher self already knows. So tune in, right? Really tune in there. Because you're worrying yourself for no good reason. Because all is well. Beautiful things are coming in. You know, laugh at your own darkness. Yeah. Use that humor. You know, really try to laugh off some of your you know, yeah, somebody I was watching recently talked about this. Harry Potter in the movie, one of the movies, or in the book, either one. One of the teachers, you know, he's the werewolf guy, is teaching them how to face their fears. And the things come up, and they have to, the trick is to turn it into something, you know, that is funny, that they can laugh at. So, you know, that might be a good way to handle those fears when they come up, right? But here we have in your fire element, the god of bones. And this is, you know, where you're taking action. This can be creative projects. This can be spiritually. And I do see definitely like this ancestral quality to this. And I do think you're moving forward with possibly an offer or receiving an offer, right? Whichever fits here, but you know, this is based on, you know, with these mountains in the back, it's like all this work that you've done. And I feel like the ancestors are, you know, really coming through in this card, right? There's also, there's this kind of life lesson about it even. It's been hard fought, and it's like there's real depth behind this, right? Especially with it touching this Four of Bones. Yeah, and this is, and it's touching this Nine of Plumes too. This is also what you're worried about. And I feel like, you know, this is got this blue eye here, and it's funny because I've thought often about the use of color in the eyes on these cards, the God cards. And I hadn't really come to any conclusions as of yet, but I find it interesting, you know, because it's got the shape of the moon, and it's a blue moon, and this is a blue eye. So I feel like there is that kind of, you know, that this is an opportunity you need to take action on, right? Do it. And yeah, this is life-changing. This is going to change your life, whatever this is. You know, because we do have this death card here sitting below it. And, you know, this, you know, sometimes, yeah, there might be something that needs to be left behind. But more than that, I'm just really getting, you know, this, you know, that it's a way of life, you know, that this, whatever is coming in is going to change everything. I also, you know, he's eating this mouse, which makes me feel like, you know, with whatever happens during this second week, you're putting an end to all those little, you know, your mind going over the details, right? All that detail, those little things that don't really matter. But Virgo, it's so hard for you to not look at them, I know. But yeah, and then we see the sun shining in the back, you know, which is that illumination, that rebirth. And we, you know, there's growth here again. And you know, this black rose, I love that it includes this black rose here, because there is beauty in this, right? There, you know, there, I do see a bit of this, looking at the shadow side of things as well, and seeing the beauty in it, right? The beauty in ourselves, all aspects of ourselves. And that's, you know, it's touching this Six of Stones here as well, right? This victory, this conclusion, this eclipse, right? It changes everything. I'm just really like something major. And it's like it creates this cascade, right? We have 3 lightning strikes here. Things happening in threes, yes? And it's like, you know, the whole atmosphere changes. You know, this is a very interesting Tower card. You know, I feel like whatever happens here just creates this cascade of Tower moments. And, you know, like I said, I feel like they're mostly blessings. And of course, there's fear associated with change, especially big changes like this. You know, just keep on coming back to, you know, all is well, right? That happy squirrel that's back here, you know, have faith. You know, this, the Emperor, the Strength card, the Happy Squirrel card. I mean, what? I mean, look at this, guys. This is your underlying energy. This is like after you walk away, you know, there's this stability. There's this I mean, what a sweet temperance card, right? You know, it's like there's just this solid foundation that's, you know, it's just wow. Just wow. Yeah, and even after that, it's still good cards. I don't, you know, I don't know when they turn bad. They're still not turning bad. Six of blooms, two of blooms, the Empress. I mean, it's like it just doesn't quit. You know, it's just going to keep going and keep going. It's a tree. It's a very interesting tower card. I've never seen anything like it. And you know, even, you know, we're seeing this underworld being mirrored here, right? You know, that darkness going, and it's part of this, and this is like a mountain that this tree is on. It's like there's this solid foundation that nothing's going to crack, right? It's amazing. And who know, you know, we see this little Fibonacci swirl in each one of these, you know, and it's like, who knows, it's going to keep rippling out to other people even, right? And you're maybe even creating tower moments for others in the future. I'm just seeing like this just keeping going and going and going. Like this is so big.